we are joined by two very special guests, because right here are two black swans. One there and one there.
There are wild places hidden all across Britain, places bursting with life, waiting to be discovered.
And we're heading out to find them.
I'm Zach.
And I'm Thomas.
Together, we're setting off across the UK and sometimes the world through mountains, forests and coastlines, chasing the rare and remarkable wildlife it offers.
Out here, every sound, every movement could be something incredible.
You don't have to travel halfway around the world to find adventure.
This time on Adventure Boys, we're going after birds that come from all over the world, the non-native birds. The most vibrant and beautiful part of the UK's wildlife is definitely its bird life, but some of our birds that feel as if they've been here forever are actually from all around the world, and that makes them non-native. Here are some birds that roam wild in the UK that you might not know are non-native. The mandarin duck, arguably the world's most beautiful duck. The black swan, it's famous just not in England, in Australia. The rose-ringed parakeet, belongs in a jungle, not an English park. The pheasant, introduced about 11,000 years ago and doesn't really feel like a non-native bird. Finally, the Egyptian goose is a powerful and aggressive survivor which belongs on the banks of the River Nile. And to start this episode off, we have come to this massive lake in the south of England to look for black swans and Egyptian geese.
After hours of searching though, we just couldn't find the black swan, but we know that they are here, so we are going to come back tomorrow. The black swan is absolutely magnificent, and we've come to a location known for having a pair that has been here for over 2 years.
Right, here we go then. It's the second day of our black swan search, and I'm really hoping today we can find one. And on this day, luck was on our side. We are joined by two very special guests, because right here are two black swans. One there and one there. I've got this swan and duck food, and hopefully we're going to get some unbelievable shots of these black swans. As animals native to Australia, it's so unusual to see black swans here in the UK wild and free, and this pair specifically have become quite well known in the park and also very, very tame, especially if you have food. Wow.
This is just incredible. We've got the two black swans feeding, and I really think they just wanted some food. I mean, how incredible is this? I am lost for words. These are such elusive creatures, and there's barely any pairs in the UK. Yet we've got one right in front of us. Back home in Australia, black swans live in a variety of different habitats, including lagoons, estuaries, large lakes, and even harbours.
To really put into context how rare these are, there's about 37 breeding pairs in the UK, compared to the mute swans, there's about 30,000. So this is definitely going to be one of the rarest animals we film on Adventure Boys. And to get this close is just unbelievable. I just love the vibrant red beak next to the full black body, and then obviously you've got the slightly white feathers back there. Look at this.
Many black swans in the UK are deliberate releases or escapes from private collections. As I said, they are non-native. And in fact, although they're called black swans, they actually have visible flight white feathers. Black swans have white feathers under their wings. You usually can't see them when the bird is swimming, but they show clearly in flight. These feathers help the swan fly and can also be used to scare off rivals during aggressive displays. Here you can also see the black swan feeding on food it naturally finds in the wild. Right now he is most likely feeding on submerged aquatic vegetation.
As this black swan feeding session went on, they kept on getting more and more comfortable with us and also very aggressive. Whoa, this black swan is currently getting quite aggressive with me. He keeps charging towards me here. I think it's fair to say the black swans and every single creature around it, including us, knows exactly who is boss in this lake. But I don't think the royal family thinks the same, because they have not done what they've done with other swans in the country with the black swans. You may have noticed that unlike the mute swans here in the UK, these guys have not got their rings around their legs, which is basically for the mute swans so they can track their numbers, and also because they are a protected species, whereas these guys, they're not native here in the UK and therefore are considered feral, so they don't have a ring around their ankles.
Black swans are mostly herbivores, meaning they only really eat the aquatic plants around here. However, this kibble is very good for them and contains all the nutrients they need, which will hopefully get them to hopefully breed one time.
After this absolutely incredible black swan encounter, we absolutely love these special non-native water birds, and we have been left with no choice. The amazing black swan is definitely going on our A-B list.
The black swan, a beautiful non-native bird which has adapted to the UK's lakes and rivers with ease and shows every animal that they belong here. The black swan is definitely on our A-B list.
Finding our next bird did not require any searching. In fact, you probably saw them when we were filming the black swans.
The next non-native bird is actually from sub-Saharan Africa and have pretty much spread like wildfire here in the UK. And that bird is the Egyptian goose.
We were very curious how the Egyptian geese would act around us compared to the black swans, because they are a lot smaller but are also very aggressive. I am here with the beautiful but also very aggressive Egyptian geese. These guys have been seen chasing things away like foxes, swans, ducks, dogs and even people. You can see them now getting a bit aggressive with the mallards. But this aggression is not just for no reason. It's actually because of their natural habitat in Africa. They have to fight for everything. They have to fight for water, for food, they have to fight away from bigger predators, and they also have to fight for breeding grounds. So it's no surprise that these guys are pretty aggressive. So these guys are found on the banks of the River Nile. However, during the 1600s, these guys were released as an ornamental species here in the UK. Now, believe it or not, these guys aren't actually geese. They are called shelducks. They're in the shelduck family. But I've been given the name Egyptian geese, and you can probably see why. They look quite a lot like geese.
These guys' life starts very hard off. You see, what they do is they're goslings, or when they are a baby Egyptian geese, they will leave their nest only a few days old, and that is then gone completely out in the wild. Oh my word. He's getting aggressive at me now. I'm gonna take a step back here. That is just insane. So these calls you are hearing right now are actually nervous calls because they are nervous of our presence, and although they are very aggressive and still very dominant in their habitat, as you saw, chasing off any kind of ducks, and I'm pretty sure this gull will get a taste of their medicine in a minute. They are very aggressive fellas, and I'm just going to try and keep them here. Look at them, they're looking up at all these gulls here. They are so aggressive. It's actually insane how much they'll do to just get food. It is incredible though, we're seeing them, and they're in the UK all year round. So their diet mainly consists of grasses, also many different shoots and shrubs, and kind of any stuff they can find in the water, like some of these twigs they will even eat at desperate times. Wow. They are incredibly vocal, as you can hear, and this grain that we're currently feeding them is specialised swan and duck food, so make sure you do go and buy that if you do want to feed them. Don't feed them rubbish food, make sure you get proper food. You can get food out of their natural habitat as well, because this is all good for them and very nutritious.
Unfortunately, a certain animal returned and the Egyptian geese called it a day, and I don't blame him with the big black swans around. But we did learn one thing: if you can survive on the banks of the River Nile, you can survive anywhere, and that is what makes Egyptian geese such amazing non-native birds. Well, the Egyptian geese are definitely deserving of a place on our A-B list. The Egyptian goose, an animal that came from Africa and has absolutely dominated the UK's lakes and rivers since arriving here, and has certainly shown us why it deserves to go on the A-B list. We've travelled to our final location right in the heart of the British countryside.
We have travelled here looking for one of the UK's first introduced non-native birds.
We've already filmed black swans and Egyptian geese, however the next bird we're going after is a very different and vibrant bird. The pheasant. They became established here in the 11th century because they were brought here by the Normans. They are absolutely beautiful birds with unbelievable vibrant colours, but how long will it take us to find one?
Well, it took us a while, but eventually we saw a pheasant pass right in front of us. Right there was a pheasant. And this is our non-native final bird we've been looking for. And wow, it's took a very long time, but finally I've got some decent enough footage of one just going past where that green kind of bin is there. That was absolutely incredible.
Sadly, there is a very obvious reason as to why pheasants are so common here in the UK. It's because they were released as a game bird for hunting and for sport, which is very, very controversial. It does mean though that they are very easy to see when out walking in the UK countryside, which is always a very nice treat because they are such beautiful birds to see. But then, just a few days later, Zach had a special surprise.
So that right there is a melanistic pheasant. I can't believe this. I was just walking back and then we stumbled across this melanistic pheasant. It's a fully adult grown melanistic pheasant, and melanistic refers to the black pigment on them, and as you can see it's got a black body but it's got still a red beak, and it's got a green shimmer on it as well. We stumbled across it just right there, literally right in front of us, and then now it's walked all the way down there, probably out of view, but that was just insane. We were so close to it and I got insane shots of a melanistic pheasant, and I'll show on screen right now. That is the probability of seeing one of them in the wild.
We really have now seen it all. A swan from Australia, a goose from Africa, and a bird from Asia. All here in the small island, the United Kingdom. But we have just one more thing to do.
The pheasant, a beautiful, vibrant bird which has made the UK its home all the way from Asia. It definitely deserves its spot on the AB list.
We will see you next time
On Adventure Boys.